People astray when you're alone.
Hello my little boys and ghouls, my little witches and betches. Since it's Friday the 13th, I wanted to celebrate, so I wanted to make another DIY video since it's been a while, and I figured that I would teach you guys how to make something spooky. So today we're going to learn how to make a graveyard terrarium. Are you scared yet? Because you should be. It's going to get real spooky. So let's cut to the chase. I don't want to lose daylight, and I also live sort of close to an airport, so if you hear weird noises, that's what's going on. My house isn't under war. So you're going to need a terrarium of some sort, and I chose mine to be this hanging globe because it was something that I already had, but I know I did see some at Home Depot, and I got the soil at Home Depot as well, which is another thing that you would need. It's a cactus, palm, and citrus potting mix soil. And then you can also get, while you're there at Home Depot, your succulents. And I got these too, but you can choose whatever you'd like. If you have a local plant shop or a nursery, it's always great to support those, so that is an option as well. So the next thing we have is the fun stuff. So we have all our stuff to make a desert graveyard scene. And let me give you guys a closer look. So here are the ingredients that are optional, so you can either stop here or you can keep going if you want to get really spooky with it. And I want to build tombstones and sort of like a pumpkin patch, so I'm going to use this Sculpey Clay that I got at Hobby Lobby to build the tombstones and the pumpkins, and then we'll bake it to harden it. And then you're also going to need paint, because at the end we're going to paint them too if they're not our desired color. And then I got paint brushes over here and just little tools for sculpting. So I just got these from my backyard. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put some of these rocks and just line them the bottom of your terrarium. Now I'm going to put a little bit of soil and get ready for our little succulents to get into their little spooky home. Now get one of your little plants. I'm going to turn them upside down, squeeze it out. Be very gentle. You're going to want to break up the roots a little bit as well. So I broke up my plants into tiny little plants because I want to separate them, and you can do the same as well. Just sort of put it where you want it and keep piling dirt on top of it until you think it's nice and secure and not too wobbly. Alright guys, so now that you're done getting dirty and making a mess, we can get to the fun stuff and start making our scene. Hopefully you can see this. I know there's a little glare because we're outdoors, but let's get started on our scene. And just pull out anything that you have. You gotta have some stuff lying around, and if you don't, you can go and, like I said, buy this clay, and you can make stuff out of clay and bake it and put whatever you want in there. So I'm gonna start. I like this guy a lot. I'm definitely gonna put the rat skull in there. So I'm sort of just gonna mess around and place things where I think I want them and move them and such, and you can do the same.
People astray.
Here it is so far. It's looking pretty cool, huh? This little Skeletor dude.
When you're alone, when you're astray.
Alright guys, so there you have it. You got your spooky terrarium. I went to the dollar store and got these LED lights. you can technically just stop here because look how cool it looks. If you want to keep going and you want to learn how to make the tombstones and the pumpkins to add to your terrarium, then stay tuned because I'm going to post it at the end of this video. Otherwise, I mean, this looks pretty freaking cool and you're done. And if you make your own, make sure to tag me at Weekend Warrior TX on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, you know, all the good stuff.
Wide on white, translucent black capes, head come direct.
Alright guys, so thanks for joining me for part 2 of my Desert Graveyard Terrarium. Before we get started on making our terrarium accessories, you're going to need to preheat your oven to 275. I have a toaster oven and that's what I like to use. If you can use something separate from what you use to cook, I would recommend it just because I'm a paranoid freak and you don't know what kind of chemicals this has. If not, then you can just use a regular oven. And feel free to sort of explore with it. You can make a skeleton if you want to. And you can also buy these in different colors. I didn't have orange, unfortunately, but you can paint the white one. You can paint any of them. If you want to go the easy route, you could have bought the orange clay, and that would have saved you some time. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to cut off a little slice here. Now, how big you want your pumpkin depends on you. So yeah, just roll it into a ball. And I forgot, I got some parchment paper to put down here. If you don't have any, you can use a magazine or something. It's no big deal. Yeah, just roll this little guy how you want it. And then very lightly squish down and sort of shape it like a pumpkin. So now that you got that, you're gonna get a tip of your paintbrush, or if you have a toothpick or really whatever, make a little indentation in the top of the middle and opposite side middle. Those are going to be your center points. And then you're going to get your toothpick. You're going to start making your indentions. Be patient. Be gentle. And remember, if it's not perfect, real life pumpkins aren't either, so you want to make it look as natural as possible. See? And there you go. Okay guys, so the final part for the pumpkin before it's ready to be baked is the pumpkin stem. So you're just going to make a little snake with a tiny piece of your clay. And then once you have that snake, just sort of curl it. So you put the stem in that little hole that you made earlier. And then blend the clay together. There's your little pumpkin that's ready to be baked. And I made other pumpkins. You can too. The next thing that we're going to make is our tombstones, which is the last step before we go and bake. So you're going to want to grab a piece of your clay, however large you want to make the tombstone, just sort of eye it. Roll it in a ball. With your finger, after it's rolled in a ball, just sort of push on it, and then squish it longwise. Again, just sort of push it and keep shaping it. Just push the bottom flat so that it stands up. And there you go. Look at your little tombstone. Now we are going to carve with our toothpick or something pointy the letters R.I.P. So we're ready to bake our little guys. Hopefully you preheated your oven to 275 and got your baking sheet ready. So yeah, go pop these little babies in the oven. You're supposed to bake them 15 minutes for every 1/4 inch. So we're gonna bake these about 30 minutes. So it gets pretty boring while you're waiting for it to bake, and you can get really impatient and you're gonna wanna poke at it and stuff, but you can just like eat ice cream. You can talk to your dogs. You can start making other treasures that you wanna bake. You could go to weekendwarriortx.com and buy some Palo Santo. You can kiss your boyfriend's eyeballs. And if you don't have a boyfriend, you can buy these salt and pepper shakers for me, and then you can just kiss this instead. So while you're waiting, make sure to get your clay and seal it up so that it doesn't dry out. I like to use this tape with moon and stars, and you can get it on my shop at etsy.weekendwarriortx.com or at weekendwarriortx.com. And you can see they're really hard now, and they're a darker color, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to paint them anyway. Get your paints, you guys, and get dirty, make a mess. My little pumpkins are looking really fresh. I'm going to let those dry. Now I'm going to move on to my tombstones. And for the letters R.I.P., you can use a toothpick or something pointy. Luckily, you already have that indentation. There you go. Look how cute it is. So now that you have everything ready and it's nice and dry, you can go ahead and place it where you want it.
I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. The virgin alright.
Look how cute it looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY how-to video, and if you liked it, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
The count?